What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I'm Mr. Cincinnati, and unfortunately, conspicuous by his absence is the podcast dad. He is a little under the weather today, but nonetheless, we're coming off of WrestleMania. I haven't talked wrestling in front of a camera in like 3 days. I'm running up a wall here, so I'm so excited to be here with everybody today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to keep the announcements quick because we have two incredible guests that will be joining me throughout the evening here. So first things first, thank you again for watching. If you could, give us a follow on X and TikTok at Junkies Pod. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod, but most importantly, do us a favor. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. We need your help to get there. Every little bit helps. So if you could, just tell one friend, tell your mom, your dad, your barber, your bartender, your therapist, your dispensary person. Sometimes they're all rolled in one. But spread the word about the Wrestling Junkies podcast movement. We love what we do here. We get to talk wrestling with incredibly talented performers, and we want you to be part of that, and we want you to enjoy what we do. So again, subscribe to our YouTube channel while we are at it, and shout out to Mr. OTM. Speak of the devil. Give us a follow at @main_event_net, the Main Event Wrestling Network, on all social media platforms. If you love great blogs, fan art, memes, live podcasts, you name it, we have it. Shout out to the crew. We do have some special announcements coming in the next couple of weeks about a new addition to the Main Event Wrestling Network, so stay tuned for that. Last but not least, go shout out our sponsors, GorillaPressApparel.BigCartel.com. Remember that promo code WJP2024 gets you 25% off site wide. Again, the biggest weekend in wrestling has finally come to an end. Get yourself a little bit of last minute merch. We've been pumping a lot of money into WWE. Let's go support our friends on the independent scene right now. No better way to do that than Gorilla Press Apparel. Mr. OTM, I get it. It was definitely a long weekend. The podcast dad did get to watch WrestleMania Night 1 together, so we did get to smoke some brisket, have some laughs, and had a good time with some family and friends. So I know the feeling. I'm absolutely exhausted, but it makes it all worthwhile, and there's going to be a lot to discuss about what happened last night and this weekend as a whole when podcast that gets better, so hopefully sooner than later. Also, give our friends at Coastal Empire Wrestling a follow on X at CEW Savannah. There is also a Facebook fan page. We've got Bedlam in the Brew House coming up this weekend. You do not want to miss this. $20 front row ticket to VFW 660. We will be doing a special Coastal Countdown looking at all of the matches here. Incredible card. You do not want to miss this. So again, follow Coastal Empire Wrestling on X at CEW Savannah. Before I introduce my guest, a couple of incredible matches and cards that are worth checking out on Triller TV. First one is Progress Wrestling Chapter 179. Michael Oku, Rio, Adam Priest, Manders, Marcus Mathers. Incredibly loaded card. This was a lot of fun to watch. Shout out to Progress and everybody that worked their asses off to put on such an unforgettable show. And Pandemonium Pro Wrestling, The House Always Wins. That's streaming live on YouTube. Shout out to Robert Martyr and Jordan Castle, friends of the Wrestling Junkies podcast. Had an incredible time getting to talk with them about this show and everything leading up to it. So make sure to stay tuned. They've got some great announcements in the works as well for Pandemonium, and show coming up in a couple of months as well. But it's enough talking from me. I think it's time to introduce my guest right now. This next wrestler has been on our show so many times, a self-professed stan for the Wrestling Junkies podcast, and recently captured the TWE Gig City Championship, finally dethroning Casey Owens in a moment at TWE that just all kinds of heartwarming. I'm just going to turn it over to them. Without further ado, please welcome Pha'Nesse to the show. Pha'Nesse, how are you? And it's good to look 2 titles on your shoulders. I love it.
This is crazy. It's so heavy. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know if I could just, just hold them like this or something, but I'm having a pretty good time.
It's a good look for you. I got to watch this as it happened. Incredible moment. Has it set in yet? I mean, you've been chasing this for a while now.
So I literally still get chills every time, I hear like Gig City Champion, new Gig City Champ. Like, it's crazy. I said I want to hit 2025 sprinting, and I feel like that's what I'm doing. So I'm enjoying it.
I like it. I absolutely love it. I got to point this out. If anybody follows Finesse on X, you will have seen his ring gear for that match, inspired by the ninth wonder of the world, WWE Hall of Famer, the late great China. Take us through the inspiration behind the fit. Why was that night the occasion to do it?
I don't know, just everybody knows I love Trish. Trish is my number one, but China inspired like a generation of just talent. You know what I mean? Like men and women,
Yeah.
women, and so I think it was pretty nice just to pay homage, especially to somebody so near and dear to my heart growing up. Just the adversity she faced in going into business, and the adversity that I face, on some days with some promoters and some places. And so it felt really nice just to be able just to pay tribute to her and win my second singles belt.
I love that. I love that. And as our audience knows, you are a tag team specialist. You and Jameson Shook, probably one of the greatest TWE tag teams that company has ever seen. I know that I'll get some hate for that in the comments. I'm not sorry about it whatsoever. Take us through kind of this transition and the mental thought process of, you've had tag team success. Now, you've got two belts on your shoulders now, and it's you, yourself, and you. How does that? How are you internalizing that?
It's kind of crazy. Like, Jameson's doing his own thing and he's killing it. And, I just like, I don't know, in a way, like, I don't know, it's pretty cool. Like, Totally Shook is still Totally Shook, but with like even being a tag team or singles competitor, we both can get the job done. And so it's just really cool to show that, even as a single competitor, I can still get things done and stand on my own.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I know we have a few minutes until Noah actually joins the stream. We're going to be talking some Retinal Pro Wrestling as well as your last person standing match. There have been some fireworks on social media, so I just want to wait until everybody is on the screen here, and let's hope that we can keep it civil. But in the meantime, let's keep talking a little bit of TWE. There's been a lot going on right now. In addition to your massive win last week, Aaron Wade has retained the TWE Championship and was surprised with the return of Darian Bankston. Tell me your reaction when you see him hit that ring.
I didn't even know that he was there, and when I saw him hit the ring, I think I probably popped bigger than most people in the audience. I love Darian to pieces. He's such a good person. I'm just excited to see him back, and I'm more excited to see him take back what's rightfully his. I'm just saying, like.
I guess, hey, he didn't lose the title. He did not lose the title.
Exactly.
And Aaron Wade has been doing some things with it that probably require a wet wipe. But anyway,
yeah.
yeah.
Maybe just a new TW title at this point. It's pretty gross, but
Custom Darian Bankston Championship. I like the sound of that. That'd be a lot of fun.
I mean,
So I know you guys have a couple of events coming up. Let's just spill some tea on the lay of the land of TWE right now. What excites you about it? What's pissing you off? Like, it just yeah.
I mean, again, I'm excited to be your third ever Gig City champ. I'm defending the title the 26th against, the 25th, this Saturday, against Marcus Dillon, making his TWE debut. And I'm just excited to show him exactly what I'm about, and get the job done again. And and things that's going on. I mean, you guys saw I feel like after Sink or Swim, it's just kind of like people are starting to step up a little bit more. Yeah. If that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And so I'm excited to see, some new debuts, some returns, and yeah.
Awesome. And hello, Fernando. Great to have you back in the chats. I know we took yesterday off, but thank you for joining me tonight. Finesse, something that people may not know about the Gig City Championship, 10-minute time limit on these matches. And if anybody has seen the story arc with Casey Owens and your quest to capture this championship and how that 10-minute time limit has been used to your advantage, or to Casey's advantage, throughout most of this rivalry, let us in on kind of what your thought process is now that you're holding this gold. A number of your matches for the foreseeable future are going to have this time limit as a constant. What do you do to prepare for such a limited window in order to maintain the championship?
I think just for starters, just I mean, case. So I was I would say the third person to bring Casey to a 2 minute time limit. The first being Jada Newman and Derek Neal and Matt Tremont. It's crazy to be put on those list of names, but
Yeah.
I think with them, you have to have this like never give up factor about you. You got to keep on going. Like even though it's. I mean, I took Casey to the time limit twice, and you go back and you look at those matches and you're like, okay, so this is what I did. I can't I can't I cannot let up. You know what I mean? You have 10 minutes to to get the job done, and you can't let up no matter what. That's probably the main thing. Just keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. Like, and yeah, I feel like I've been chasing this title since the very big beginning. And I mean, Eden, we had our thing for it, and yeah, and then me and Kate. So I feel like I was ready. I was ready. I was doing the homework. I was just looking back on everything, and I was like, oh, okay, like this is what this we need to do to get it done. And yeah,
sure, I like it. Now that you have the gold around your waist, is there anybody else that is catching your eye right now as a potential opponent, somebody you would like to share the ring with that you maybe haven't already, or any rivalries that you want to renew that there's a little bit of gold in the picture? To take me through what you want to do.
So after I'm done with Noah, which is gonna be easy dub anyway, but Noah has a friend that I've been looking at, Secret. Yeah, she's been trying to, she's been making waves, and I think she's just become a bully, and I don't like bullies. I don't stand for that. So Secret, yeah, I see you, girl, and yeah, you're on the hit list. Have you not been seeing what she's been doing?
I'm not disagreeing with anything that you're saying whatsoever.
She's strong and everything, but I mean, I'm pretty strong too. So we're just gonna have to see what happens there. So this is probably me officially calling her out, and that's yeah.
I personally can't wait to see the match. You guys have phenomenal chemistry together. So if that is something that CJ Lawler can make happen, fingers crossed. We definitely would love to see it. Is it safe to say that the good hand is firmly in the rear view for Pha'Nesse right now?
Who?
The good hand? Yeah.
The Pha'Nesse fan club. The Pha'Nesse fan club is what you're saying, right?
That's it. That's exactly what I'm saying.
I mean, they're pretty much, they're like they crashed. They tried to crash, hot to go and everything, and should have got a little makeup tutorial. But I feel like, I mean, I do want those tag team titles back. I'm just saying. So good hand, they're in the rearview mirror for now.
Sure.
And when me and Shook are ready, to show that as a tag team, we're still probably one of the best tag teams in TWE history. Not my words, but
those were mine. Yeah. Not sorry whatsoever.
So I feel like probably a 3-time TWE tag team champs has a pretty nice ring to it.
I would say so. I mean, look at Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez. I mean, 4 times after last night. What do you think about how WrestleMania week went? Was there anything you loved, didn't love? I mean, there was a lot kind of coming out of these last 4 or 5 days of wrestling.
Oh my God! So I didn't think Cena was gonna win. I did not, but he got the job done. That was probably the biggest shock, I think, for me. I was kind of sad. Well, I was very sad that Bianca Belair's streak got broken, and I was very upset about that. Yeah. But overall, it was a pretty good weekend. Really good matches, like on the Indies and in the WWE as well.
Yeah. I mean, that's certainly become one of our, as a wrestling fan, watching it for 25 years at this point, it's always excited to get. It's always great to get excited about WrestleMania those 2 nights. But when the week has expanded the way that it has, and seeing people that are having the number of matches that they are, 7 to 9 matches, if you're, if you find yourself really, really blessed by the wrestling gods to have a busy weekend, it is just, I mean, there's just so much talent out there and just good stuff to enjoy right now. And I want to transition to, I don't know that we really talked about Retinal too terribly much with you on our show, but coming up to your anniversary show, massive match between you and Noah Veil for the for a championship. Last person standing. Before we get into that match, just tell us a little bit about your time at Retinal and one of the more inclusive promotions I think I've seen in the Southeast, not including Action and TWE SCI. So just tell us a little bit about your involvement with them.
So I've been at Retinal since day one, pretty much. I remember being at this little small venue, and I wrestled Stephen Michaels for the first time. He hit me so hard, my contact like popped out. I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't win, but I feel like I made a name for myself at Retinal, just being the underdog and now holding their the tri-states. I feel like I worked my ass off. Like going 1-on-1 against Stephen Michaels, Derek Neal. It's been a roller coaster there. I would say like it's definitely been a roller coaster.
Yeah. What would you say has been your toughest test to date for, in your time at Retinal?
Probably going 1-on-1 against Derek Neal. Honestly, that was probably that was one of the harder matches, and I didn't win, but I definitely want to run that back again. And I guess dealing with this Novel situation, again, we'll talk more about that when they get here, because I'm not one to say behind anybody's back. So
that is true. That is true. What you can comment on, I believe if my interpretation of Noah's tweet was correct, first main event involving all LGBTQI individuals that are also people of color. How does that moment feel for you right now?
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, oh, not gonna cry. No, I'm done with that. That's freaking gross. But like, it's crazy. I feel like it's a long time coming. There's been so many amazing LGBT, talent in the Southeast that haven't got a chance to be put on the platform. And it's just so crazy how you can go to shows and they're like, oh, we already have a gay wrestler, maybe and it's just so weird how that mentality is still in 2025. And so it's just, I don't know, I feel like we're definitely put on this platform for a reason, and we're definitely gonna deliver.
Love that. Well, I want you to I'm going to give you the spotlight now, and I want you to turn it on some of those talents that we should be on the lookout for, who don't get their flowers enough, who need to be on more shows, who we need to be talking about.
Oh my God. So we got Edward Draven, we got Vogan. We have some new up and coming wrestlers too. One of the refs, I'm not gonna say their name. I don't know what their name is as of yet, but they've been on the rise. Just so many amazing talent, and I feel like we're in the Southeast. We're at this kind of like renaissance right now for just like all talent. Like and it's definitely like become awesome to see and awesome to be a part of. I feel like 10-20 years ago, this would not be a thing. Like a black gay wrestler holding two titles in the Southeast. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of crazy that I get to do that. And so many people like Ashton Starr, Sunny Kiss, who paved the way for me to do this. So that's really cool.
Yeah. What is your message to promoters that may seem narrow-minded when it comes to thinking of this as a quota and only having one or X number on a match? What do you say to those people that need to broaden their horizons a little bit?
Honestly, just look around you. Like, it shouldn't be like a DEI hire, it should be a talent hire. Like no matter what, like I feel like you're there. Some people are looking at the wrong things. Like a lot of us work our asses like off day in and day out just to get a little bit of the opportunity. And once we get these opportunities, I feel like we deliver, a lot more than the talents a lot more than talents that are getting these opportunities just because they're straight and white.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, I get that. It's boring, it's and seeing everything you've accomplished, and I've had the pleasure of getting to watch you wrestle in Cincinnati, which surprised the hell out of me because I didn't know that you were going to be here, and it was like heard the music, saw the walk, and I was like, oh shit! It's a pleasant surprise, and anybody that has not gotten to see Pha'Nesse's work, do yourselves a favor. IWTV is $10 a month. But I know that Noah's not here yet, but I gotta get into this a little bit. You've always said that you thrive when you're facing your toughest challenges. Do you see Noah as your toughest challenge yet? And what makes this match feel different from previous ones you guys have had before?
I do. I'm not gonna. Noah has done a lot. Been in and out. Different parts of the country, proving their worth. And so I'm not gonna like go in and just like, oh, easy when because they have been popping their shit. But it's just like when you try to end my career, when you try to break my can I cuss?
You can say whatever the fuck you
want.
When
you try to break my fucking leg, that's kind of like, oh, okay, like I'm gonna beat your fucking ass. Like it's like all the respect has gone out of the window at this point in time. Like when they came, I was excited. I was really excited. I was like, okay, cool. Like people have been telling me about this person for a long time, comparing us, and so I was like, okay, I'm really excited to meet them. After the match, when I won, I reached out to shake their hand, congratulate being the you're in my city, you're in my town, I beat you, cool. I reached out my hand for them to shake, and it was just disrespectful. Their partner Secret attacked me from behind, choked me out with a pipe. And it's just kind of like,
damn it, Sigrid.
Yeah, dumb bitch. But you deal with that, when you're talking to your doctors and they're like, you're not cleared, and all of a sudden, and you think about everything you freaking did being thrown out the window because of a hating ass bitch. It makes you kind of mad. I mean, so like this last person standing match, yeah, it's definitely like it's on site, like no worries, like I'm beating your ass like straight up.
Is this your first last person standing match?
It is.
Okay. Okay. That's you know what? No, there's no right or wrong answer to that question, but you gotta give me the tea here. Tell me what you've been thinking, how you've been preparing. Like let's get into this. I mean, this is for a first time match. Like this is not an easy feat here.
It's not. I feel like I've always had this never give up attitude about me. And so there's no way I'm gonna be down anywhere for a 10 count. No way. Like I've been here. I've been your Retinal Tri-State champion for a pretty good while now. And I feel like it's gonna take more than whatever they're gonna have up their sleeve to throw at me for me to lose this, especially in the last person standing match.
You know what? I absolutely love the confidence. I mean, you were never short of confidence anytime that you were on the show. It's take us through this dynamic here, because you guys have, and you've already mentioned this a little bit, tried to break your leg. But it seems like this has become much more of a war of words than it has about the actual attempt to break your leg. I mean, at this point, we're looking at insult over injury. Would that be fair to say?
I would say that. Yeah. I honestly like I said, I think they're jealous. They've been doing this for like over five years, and the only reason I'm hearing of them is because they tried to break my leg. I've been doing this for about almost 3 years now, and kind of been popping my shit from day one. And it's just I feel like it's clearly a jealousy thing. Like I'm gonna call a spade a spade.
I mean, yes. I mean, meteoric rises. I can certainly understand it to a degree. I wonder if this is like the way that you guys, the animosity between you two. I feel like would also create fantastic tag team chemistry. I'm just gonna throw that out there, as crazy as that sounds.
No, thank you.
I mean, do you think that there would ever be a world in which Noah Veil and Pha'Nesse are a tag team at any point in time?
No.
Okay. All right. That's
No. No.
okay. Okay. You're totally shook all the way. Hey, I'm not mad at that. But we've also got a fun event coming up this summer at Scenic City Invitational. This will be our second one that we get to go to here. How excited are you? What's the energy like? As June is right around the corner, and these are incredible opportunities, as you've seen for Jameson before.
Yeah, I'm honestly nervous. Like, I don't know what the future's landscape is. I know we have Eddie Hendricks, and I've seen him wrestle. And yeah, after that, I think we have about 9 more competitors to be announced. Me being, the first one since I won last year, the gauntlet. And it's kind of crazy. Like, I feel like it's approaching fast, and I feel like with futures, you got to be prepared for anything,
I like it.
Because you never know who you're going to pit it against.
Well, Pha'Nesse, I have to tell you that Noah has just entered the stream here. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we're setting the stage here. Retinal Pro Wrestling 2-year anniversary show. Pha'Nesse defending his Tri-State Championship against Noah Veil. We've already heard about some of this. Noah is a trailblazer in independent wrestling, champion for the LGBTQ community. This is going to be a hard-hitting battle. These two have gone back and forth over social media. Somebody's going to get red to filth in the next couple of minutes. I don't know who it is. I'm staying the fuck out of it, but I'm so excited to hear what they have to say. So without further ado, please welcome Noah Veil to the stream. Noah, thank you so very much for joining us tonight. This is your first time on the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I'm so excited to have this conversation with you. So welcome.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to make sure that everyone can hear me, correct? Yes, we're all
we can
good.
hear you. We can see you. Yes.
Fantastic. You'll have to forgive me for being late. I live in the Sunshine State, which is one of the most beautiful states in the entirety of the country. I fell asleep on the beach with a strange man's hands on me, and I didn't wake up in time, so I had to rush to get over here, get the lotion off of me. I didn't have time to take a full shower, so if you see me glistening in the light at all whatsoever, just try to ignore it. And the first thing I want to say before we get started, because I know I've missed a little bit of time, is I want to start with Pha'Nesse. You fucking suck. I hate you. And I'm going to bathe myself in your blood after this weekend. Now, I turn it back to the host. Do you have any questions? Do you want any statements?
Totally fine. I'm used to it.
So Noah, we're just gonna back up a little bit. We have this weekend to talk about, but since this is your first time on the show, we want to get to know you. So just tell us a little bit about your journey in the wrestling industry. We want to hear all about you. What was the inspiration for stepping into the ring?
After 7 years, they're still trying to hear about you. That's crazy. Damn.
That's really fun for us.
Yeah.
It's okay. One day you'll be as good at interviewing as I am, kid. Just keep an eye on the stream numbers. Watch as it goes up because people are actually entertained. Now, quiet. An adult is speaking. My inspirations for professional wrestling are very simple. See, I grew up on independent professional wrestling, as I like to consider myself a little bit of a DIY punk rock sort of spirit. So a lot of the independent wrestling that I watched when I was younger was, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, huge fan of Ring of Honor. I remember very vividly one of the first DVDs that I ever bought with my own money as an adult was a Ring of Honor DVD specifically. Nice. Something that I could look at and watch and study some of the old masters. But the person who got me into professional wrestling, I would have to say, would have to be Prince Devitt, specifically his run with the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship, and the match that got me in is going to be a little weird because it's kind of out of line. Samurai Del Sol, specifically Samurai Del Sol, not Kalisto, and AR Fox in CZW in a random gym. I don't know why. I had never seen anything like that before, and it blew my mind and made me realize, like, oh no, like this is just a thing people can do.
Love that. Absolutely love that. And throughout your career, you've become an inspiration not just because of your in-ring work, but also a champion for the LGBTQ community. What has this representation meant to you and the fans that look up to you?
Who? A bit of a double-edged sword, that question. I guess being a representative of my community is something that I am incredibly humbled by every single time that somebody of any sort of queer or other variety approaches me. It's always something that humbles me and makes me feel this deep sense of accomplishment. However, it is also a terrifying responsibility and burden. It's terrifying and in a lot of ways very, very, what's the word? Daunting of a task when you look out and you can see that there's so many people that look up to you and revere you in such a way, something Pha'Nesse has never had to deal with in his entire career. When you have so many people that look up to you in this way and an entire community that want to see you succeed because your success is their success, it's a burden. It's a shouldering of a monumentous weight. And there are some, like myself, who are built to handle that weight. And there are others who crumble beneath it, who struggle to hold that weight, who falter on that path. One of them happens to be on this podcast right now. But I digress.
It's not nice to talk about yourself. That's kind of weird, but okay.
Cute comeback. I would have left that in 10th grade, but you're still learning.
Oh yeah, okay. Huh.
So I have to ask about this weekend again. Tri-State Championship on the line, last person standing. Noah, I'm going to ask you this question first. At this point, this isn't the first time that you guys have wrestled each other. What have you learned about Pha'Nesse in the ring? And Pha'Nesse, I'm going to ask you the same thing about Noah, but what have you learned and how does this match feel different compared to previous bouts?
What I've learned about Pha'Nesse. Oh gosh. I have learned that for all of Pha'Nesse's great training through their very respected and well-traveled trainers, through all of the places that they've been, through all of the people that they've wrestled beforehand, through everything that Pha'Nesse has ever done, I have learned that Pha'Nesse has never encountered someone such as myself. He has never been in a situation with someone as brutal as myself. He has never been in a situation with somebody as calculating, as forward-thinking, and as precise as myself. I am seeing exactly where Pha'Nesse has his limits drawn. And I can see exactly every single weak point that Pha'Nesse has ever made and every single weak point that he has ever left exposed in his career. To say that I've learned anything about Pha'Nesse in a positive sense would be laughable. The only things I've learned about Pha'Nesse are all of the ways I'm going to use to hurt him, simply because he made it so easy to learn these things. That is what I learned about Pha'Nesse, that he's a bitch.
Why'd you try to break his leg, though?
Because I wanted to. There's too much talk about cinema and all these people that need these long, drawn-out answers about everything. No. Sometimes you just look at someone and you just don't like them. I just don't like Pha'Nesse. It's that simple.
Okay. Well, Pha'Nesse, counterpoint.
You know what? Before they tried to break my leg, I did respect no. I, from the two seconds I heard of them, I looked them up and I was like, oh, okay, cute, whatever. But after, you tried to break my leg by being a hating ass bitch and having one of your lackeys attack me from behind. Yeah, you did that.
It was really fun too.
I'm sorry?
It was very fun, very enjoyable. 10/10 experience. Would do it again. Probably will, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's gonna happen. But I know I respect the fact that you're willing to do anything to win. But when you try to break my leg, make sure you actually break it and get the job done. Because I'm still standing, and I'm going to continue to still stand after Friday when I'm holding the Retinal Tri-State Championship.
We'll see.
Well, I mean, at this point, Pha'Nesse, I mean, it sounds like you both are trying to make a statement this weekend. It's not just about the title here. It's clearly become more than that. What statement do you want to make with this victory in this last person standing match?
I feel like when Noah sees me, he just sees a Diva stan. You know, somebody who grew up in the Divas era, which I did, and I'm proud of. So I feel like they don't look at me as a challenge. So I'm going to show you, no matter what era I grew up in, I can still go with the very best. That's why I am a double champ.
Okay. Noah, what statement would you like to make that does not involve a broken leg or bathing in Pha'Nesse's blood?
Well, you just took out two of my major points right there. The statements that I want to make. Pha'Nesse, it's very simple. Beyond your Divas era offense, beyond your half-assed moniker, beyond your existence being offensive to me, the statement that I want to make is that you're not ready for the position that you've been put in. Everywhere that I have gone, and I will give you this credit, in the Southeast, everyone that I have spoken to, everyone that I have talked to has told me about Totally Plastic Pha'Nesse. They have told me about the accolades that you have accomplished. They have told me that you're the next generation. They have told me that you are going to be on the mountaintop one day, that you're one of the best, not even just LGBT wrestlers, not even just person of color wrestlers, just in general wrestlers. And when I attempt to see that firsthand, I'm disappointed because you're not ready, Pha'Nesse. It's that simple. You're not ready to wrestle me. You're not ready to wrestle Sigrid. You're not ready to take on these huge responsibilities, and you're not ready to hold that tri-state championship against somebody who actively wants to take it. Not somebody who wants to have a kumbaya at the end of their match. Not somebody who wants to shake your hand and hug because they made history in the Southeast. Against somebody who simply wants one thing and one thing only. And that is to hurt you and take what you have. Because that's all I want to do.
You know, through all your little sayings and everything, you still haven't gave me a clear explanation on why you don't like me. You know, is it because after 2 years, I did a lot more than you? Is it because, you know, when I walk in rooms, my name rings the bells? What is the issue?
I don't know, friends. Like, I don't know if there's a deeper reason.
Oh.
I don't know if it's anything other than simply just I look at you and you represent everything that I just don't like. Maybe it's the fact that you're like cute and cuddly and the industry finds you palatable, right? And palatable means easy to consume. I know that that's a big word for you. Maybe it's the fact that whenever we walk into locker rooms, I see all these old, crusty men who look at you and go, that's one of the safe ones. Maybe it's the fact that I just don't find any bite to you. You're like a Kraft mac and cheese. You're a saltine cracker. You're water. You're flavorless. You're edgeless. You're the starter kit for a professional wrestler. And sure, 2 years in, you've done a lot, but how much of that, Pha'Nesse, is because you're better than everyone around you, or just because it's easy? I mean, I was listening a little bit. You talked about your tag team championship reign with Shook, who was a fantastic professional wrestler, somebody who I actually respect. How much of that was because he carried you to those belts? How much of this Tri-State Championship run is just because you wrestle people like fucking Soraya Saber. I'm not Soraya Saber. I'm Noah Veil. I'm a world championship caliber athlete. You can ask AJ Francis, you can ask Effie, you can ask Jay Vidal, you can ask anybody in TNA, GCW. Hell, give me a couple months, you'll be able to ask the boys in the NWO what happens when Noah Veil decides that they want to go after one of your championships. You, like I said, wrestled Soraya Saber. Good job.
Well, it's clear that we are not going to resolve this verbally. It's going to come down to this weekend. And again, I mean, this is just this is a matchup for the ages, history for the state of Alabama. Win or lose, Noah, I will start with you. What do you want your fans to remember most about this match, and what's the biggest takeaway you want the audience to walk away with this weekend?
That just because we represent the same community, that because we have similar paths, that we don't have to like each other. And that sometimes, sometimes you just want to hurt each other. I like that. I find that fun. What about you, Pha'Nesse?
I actually want my fans to remember everything you just said, because I hope I'm going to be so palatable when I shove my fucking fist down your fucking throat.
I like
well,
that.
I think
that's nice. That's a good soundbite.
Yeah.
And I think that that's the appropriate place to leave this. Pha'Nesse, Noah, thank you both so much for joining me. Best of luck this weekend. Sounds like this is going to be one for the ages. Noah, before we let everybody go and before we wrap up tonight, thank you once again for joining us for the first time. Where can everybody find you on social media?
They don't care.
Okay.
Pha'Nesse, allow me to show you how to do a plug, baby boy. If you would like to find me on any of my social medias, you can find me on YouTube at Noah Veil Isn't Over. You can find me on X at Noah X Veil. You can find me on Instagram at NoahVeil97. You can find me on Facebook at Noah Veil. Most things where there is a social media component, you can just find me by looking up Noah Veil. That is NoahVeil. And if you would like to support my cavalcade of violence going around the country, not just the Southeast, but the West, the Northeast, the Northwest, you can support me by going to my merch shop at noahveil.shop. That is noahveil.shop.
Wonderful. Pha'Nesse, where can everybody find you?
Damn, I didn't know I was teaching a seminar, but if you want to, have everybody follow your shit, make sure it's all the same. You can just follow me everywhere at Totally Pha'Nesse. Done.
Well, thank you both so much for joining me.
You fucking idiot.
Yeah, this is no, it's I think it's time to say goodbye. Thank you guys so much for joining us out there tonight. Thank you again to my guests Noah Veil and Pha'Nesse. Best of luck this weekend. Tri-State Championship on the line. Retinal Pro Wrestling. Give them a follow at Retinal PW if I'm not mistaken on X. Follow us on X at Junkies Pod. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. But subscribe to that YouTube channel. We are on the road to 500 subscribers, and we need your help to get there. All it takes is one. So tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dispensary person, tell your bartender, situationship, what have you. Gorilla Press Apparel.bigcartel.com. Promo code WJP gets you WJP 2024 gets you 25% off site wide. Much love to the podcast dad. Hopefully he is feeling well enough to join me again tomorrow. But until then, thank you guys so much. For Noah Veil, for Pha'Nesse, I'm Mr. Cincinnati. This has been the Wrestling Junkies podcast. Until next time, enjoy the grabs.